The U.S. Navy knows something. They know something is very different about this most recent hurricane that's formed in the Caribbean Sea. For those of you who haven't heard, Hurricane Delta is now a Category 4 storm south of Cuba, tracking north-northwest. Now, most of the civilian modeling has it making landfall in the Yucatan Peninsula and then weakening somewhat, heading out over the Gulf, turning east, and then heading up north towards Louisiana. However, I believe the U.S. Navy thinks something different is going to happen. That this storm is not going to hit the Yucatan. It's going to skim the Yucatan just slightly off to the northeast and never lose strength, go out over the Gulf and become a monster, Category 5 pushing Category 6, and turn and make landfall near Pensacola. They have a major air installation there, and they've been watching this. They've already set Core 4. These are the cyclone conditions of readiness. This storm is still way south of Cuba, and the Navy has already set Condition 4, meaning destructive force winds are expected within 72 hours. That's kind of a big deal. Here's where the storm is now. This is Cuba. This is the Yucatan. Like I said, most of the civilian modeling has it tracking here, going over the Yucatan, weakening, and then starting to move north and then curve back. This is NOAA's page, though. NOAA doesn't have it making landfall. They have it just skimming to the northeast, and that's really a major change, because if this doesn't drop from a Category 4 down to a 2 or a 3 before entering the Gulf, this thing's going to be the biggest storm ever to hit the United States, by far. It's already a Category 4 and moving up, and it's way down here, west of Jamaica. This is what everybody is being shown right here. But even then, this model has moved. It used to be down here, but now it's just way over here. This is the main Navy modeling page that updates about every 10 minutes, and this line has been slowly moving to the northeast. This is the microwave data. This shows the amount of water. This, to me, is usually the best image to look at as far as the track goes. It's a very limited image, but it definitely shows you the trend. You can see it here moving westward. As it comes close to Honduras, Nicaragua, it starts to make the turn, and it heads for the channel. It looks like this thing is going to thread the needle. It's going to pass between Cuba and the Yucatan, doing damage to both. But the eye wall, the center of the hurricane, is going to stay over water. Now, the reason I think this is the wind modeling right here, this map. And as you can see, the winds here are pushing it to the west. You can see how they come westerly off Florida, come around, and they start to swirl right here. This is the key. This creates a bit of a pressure system. Now, when we look at this model, this is ocean currents. This also has a lot to do with things. If it moves through here and it hits this ocean current, it's going to push it eastward. It's going to push it eastward, and with the combination with the winds, it's going to make a dead hit up here in Pensacola, Florida. They got hit a while back. I think it was Michael. But this one is way bigger. Way bigger, way more powerful. Here's a loop to show you what I'm talking about. It's a limited one, but it's from NOAA. And as you can see, the track continues to track right through here. If this doesn't get over land, this storm and this water is super warm. It's going to continue to pick up steam. It could be Category 5 by the time it crosses, or what I am referring to as threading the needle, by the time it moves through here, and it'll still have the entire Gulf to transit before it gets to the United States. Let me see if I can bring that up again. If it moves through here and doesn't hit land, it's going to go straight north. It's going to go straight north, maybe turn off to the east a little bit up here, and you may see even destructive effects as far inland as Tallahassee. Let me see if I can zoom in and kind of give you guys the lay of the land here, those of you who aren't familiar with Florida. Here's Pensacola, Panama City, Tallahassee. I'm guessing you're going to have landfall east of Mobile, somewhere in here. A lot of military assets through here. Now, this region of Florida, thankfully, right here, is very, very sparsely populated. This inner part of the panhandle, or the trigger, some people call it, because it looks like, where you would have, if this were some type of a ballistic handheld weapon, something like that, this would be the trigger area. A lot of wildlife, a lot of swampland, Apalachicola, Port St. Joe, East Point, super tiny areas, lots of trees. So if it would hit here, this would probably be the best. But if it hits over here, in this region, Panama City's not a big place. People know about it because of spring break and all that, but it's really not a very big place at all, comparatively speaking. But this region right here is under the gun right now. And I know they're showing the model way over here west of New Orleans. I think that's going to be wrong in the way the Navy's prepping right now. And what they're talking about doing, like I said, they've already moved their alert status up. And this storm is way down here. The Navy in Pensacola has already moved their alert status up one level to Core 4. So I'm not sure how to, you could read that any way you want to, I suppose. Maybe they're just operating out of an abundance of caution, but it would seem like if they believed the models of this hitting in Louisiana 4 days from now, they wouldn't be moving their forces to alert. Unless they think, of course, it's not going to hit in Louisiana, it's going to hit in the Panhandle, and it's going to hit in 3 days. That would make sense to go to Core 4, because that is what Core 4 says. Destructive force winds are expected within 72 hours. That's 3 days. It's not even supposed to make landfall in Louisiana in 3 days. And you can check that out on Facebook if you want to. I don't bring up Facebook links on here just because of the problems involved with that platform. But you can check. They have already moved to Core 4 in Pensacola, which would make perfect sense for this thing threading the needle, so to speak, and coming right through here and becoming an immensely powerful hurricane and making a hit on their air station there. Many people don't realize how much naval firepower is in Florida. They don't usually associate the two, but we've got Naval Air Station Pensacola over here. We've got Naval Air Station Jacksonville over here. Mayport. We've got MacDill Air Force Base. The headquarters of Southcom is here. We have Army bases, Special Forces training. They're just peppered. Florida is just peppered with military bases all over the place. It's one of the most military-friendly places you could ever live. Truly, it might be the most military-friendly place you've ever lived in your life. If you're former military, the VA services, the VA gets a really bad rap, but they have the best, top-of-the-line VA services in Florida, bar none. You would be amazed how good a job the VA does in Florida. So, anyway, I just wanted to cover this today, given that this is the Florida Maquis. watching the Navy move their alert status up this morning was kind of a big deal. I'm like, why? What's the big deal? I didn't even realize about. I mean, I'd heard about it, this Hurricane Delta, but it hadn't really gotten onto, I guess, pardon the pun, gotten onto my radar yet. Given how far away it was, I thought it was going to hit Mexico. But now, this is something to keep an eye on. So, anyway, we will keep you updated on this. But the big headlines: the Navy goes to Core 4. NOAA track puts this off the coast of Yucatan. The storm is already a Category 4, forecasted to move to a Category 5. So, and that's all the way down here with the entire Gulf of Mexico yet to go. I don't know if they have a status called Category 6, but it could get there. These waters right here off the north part of the Yucatan, shallow, warm, perfect for growing hurricanes. So, anyway, and once again, I'll reiterate, the ocean currents and the surface winds on this don't bode well. They do not bode well for this. And I guess I'll just leave that there. Pray for each other, lift each other up, like, share, subscribe, and we will see you next time.